What's going on YouTube? I have a very exciting video for you guys today. It's going to be how I became an OTE player and what it takes for you to become an overtime elite player one day. Also, at the end of this video, I'll be sharing 3 things that I think are crucial to playing basketball at the next level. So stay tuned for that. Let's get it. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Dylan Novak. I was a starting point guard for the Diamond Doves and overtime elite this year. But really, I'm just a normal kid who worked as hard as I could to get where I'm at today. I know a lot of people wonder, where do they find some of these other guys who play overtime elite that aren't like the big names? So basically, this is my high school journey and how I got to where I'm at. So as a freshman, I played varsity basketball at just a normal high school in Arizona. I was the starting point guard on my team. I averaged 16.9 points a game, 4.5 assists, and 3.5 rebounds. The school I went to before always had a losing record in basketball until I got there, and then kind of just got to turn the whole thing around. Went from losing almost every game to being 20-10 overall in the season. And that year I had some major high-level guys in my region, and I was still fortunate enough to get the award for Offensive Player of the Year, which was super cool as a freshman. Just coming in and getting that award, you know, it really shows that I was making a name for myself already. When sophomore year came around, you know, I had been in the gym all summer. I got taller, I got stronger. I also had a lot of confidence from last year. Just playing varsity from a young age, I felt like I already knew what I needed to do. So this year I got all my averages up. I averaged 21.6 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. As I just said, I was Offensive Player of the Year last season. This year, I was Player of the Year. So making that jump already as a sophomore, super cool for me. Our regular season record was 18-0, so we did not lose a game. Overall, against all the teams we played against, we were 27-4. But this season was huge for me. We beat some really big teams. I really got my name out there. I was on a lot of videos, a lot of Instagram posts. So that just really helped me build who I am and my name and all that kind of stuff, like a ton. Then as a junior in high school, I'm still at the same school. Obviously just got better and better, averaging 25.3 points a game, 6.4 assists, and 5.8 rebounds. This year we had an amazing record again. Through all games, 23-6. I was Player of the Year once again. From this point on, this is the moment that me and my family kind of decided it was time for me to move on, because I could only go so far up from here, you know what I mean? I needed to be playing with better people, against better people, to really up my game. Some of you guys may know the head coach of the Diamond Doves' name is John Ortega. He runs a school in Phoenix, Arizona called PHH Prep, where he had actually been recruiting me to come since I was like a sophomore. So when my senior year hit, me and my family kind of decided it was time to make the switch. Got on the phone with my dad and he was like, yo, we want him here. We want him to come play for the national team. We want him to play against IMG and Montverde and Link Academy and all these big schools. So, you know, we had a meeting about it one day and I was like, you know, like this is what I need. This is what I need to do. So I made the switch leaving my high school, you know, for a bigger opportunity. So I was actually at PHH one day for a photo shoot because I was gonna post like that I was committing to the school and everything like that. So I was getting a photo shoot so they could build some hype around it. And then while I was there, I was talking to Coach J.O. He was like, do you think you could play for the Diamond Doves? And I was like, I mean, of course I can. I can do anything, right? That's exactly what I told him. He was just kind of like, okay. You know, and then that was all we talked about it. The rest of like that, the day, the week, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, like, dang, I really could play for the Diamond Doves. Like that would be crazy, right? I would go from a normal high school to all of a sudden I'm in OTE, like, that would be wild. Anyways, a few weeks go past, practice comes around. The Diamond Doves and the national team were actually practicing together because a lot of the guys on the national team were supposed to play with the Diamond Doves too. So through these practices, you know, we're playing against each other, and the reality was I was just playing better than the guys that were on the Doves, the guys that were 4 stars, 5 stars, guys that were all ranked above me, bigger than me. I was just playing better than them. So before I know it, you know, I'm talking to J.O. again. He's like, we're gonna move you up to the Diamond Doves. You know, you've been playing amazing, you've been working your butt off, you know what I'm saying? And I think you've earned a spot on this team. And I'm like, awesome, you know? And then he tells me, you know, you're gonna be like the second, third string point guard. I'm like, okay. You know, like I'm still super hyped about it, right? Like I just want to be on the team at this point. I'm like, yo, that's sick. Like, well, let's do it. Lock me in. From that point to our first preseason game, we had about 3 months. Those practices, when I tell you they were the hardest things I've ever been to, bro, they were the hardest things I've ever been through. So much running, so much competitiveness, like more than I've ever done in my life. But I just kept fighting every day. I just kept pushing myself. I didn't miss a single practice. I was always there early, always trying to be the last one out of the gym. So I'm working hard, right? Like I'm working really hard. Before I know it, right? I would say we're probably about a month in. We start running through plays and stuff, and I'm in the starting 5. Or, you know, he's calling out guys to run the plays, and it's me, right? Like I'm like the starting point guard. The other guys are on the bench. I'm like, okay, you know, like I think I might have earned this spot. You know, as we started playing preseason games, I started every single game. We went 20-0 in the preseason. We didn't lose a single game. Pretty crazy experience. We actually went out to Canada for our very first preseason game. Out there in my first game, I had 10 points, 10 assists, played the entire game. Very next game, the next day, 17 points, 8 assists, you know, so I'm really starting to get in the groove of what we're doing here. Canada was also just a wild experience, man. That was the first time I ever felt like really like known. You know, going to Canada, you're going to a completely different country. You still got kids in the gym going, you know, screaming your name and asking for pictures, asking for autographs. It's just like, you know, like I was not expecting that at all, but you know, it was just a super cool experience for me. I think that weekend was when I really like solidified my spot in that starting lineup, because from there on, from the very first preseason game through the whole season, I was a starting point guard. And at the beginning of our OT season, our first game was against Jelly Fam. It was at the Blue Checks gym. So we had to fly to North Carolina, play them in the very first game. Crazy environment. We ended up winning that game by like 30 points, bro. Like we were just killing them. You know, so we're all super hyped after the game. You know, it's like, oh my God, like we still haven't lost. We're 21-0. Like we're on top of the world, right? The next day we got to turn around. We got to play the Blue Checks in their home gym, in front of all their fans, in their state, all that. Like, and that's after winning a game by 30, you know, so you feel amazing, right? So you're coming in there, you know, we had a lot of confidence coming into the game. Game starts, you know, crazy energy. We end up actually being up like 18 in the fourth quarter of this game. The Blue Checks came all the way back. They beat us within like the last like 30 seconds of the game. We end up losing the game by 3 points. It was our first loss. If you think about that, we're 21-1 at this point, you know? So once we were losing, we like didn't even really know how to like respond to it in a way, because we hadn't even lost as a team yet. Anyways, we get to turn around, play the Cold Hearts in our home gym, which was great for us. You know, we needed that game. We ended up winning that game on pretty much a game-winning shot. I passed it to my boy Deshaun. I'll put the clip in here right now. Passed it to him. You know, he knocks down the 3. That was huge for us. Get that win in our home gym. And then from there, for the next like 7 or 8 games, we actually lost. We lost every game. We had to play the Dreamers twice in a row. We had to play the City Reapers twice in a row. You know, it really put us in a hole. Playing the top teams, we're playing in Atlanta, you know, in their home gym. You know, so it was hard for us. We like almost didn't even know how to get out of the hole that we were in. Through all that though, personally, individually, I still had some good games myself. First time we played the City Reapers, I had 15 points, 10 assists. You know, and that's against some pretty high level guys. You know, Amari Evans is a defensive player of the year. Lee Thomas is going to Arkansas next year with Coach Cal. Got a lot of guys on that team. Personally, that was good for me, but I obviously wasn't satisfied with it because I wanted to be winning. Through all these days, man, you know, we had some hard practices, pushing ourselves to the limit every single day. You know, we had multiple practices a day through those games. You know, there wasn't any taking breaks. The other teams were taking breaks. We were not. You know, we really wanted to win. Fortunately, you know, we get to go out to Atlanta 3 games because one of our games in the past had gotten canceled for snow. Right? So we get 3 games in a row. We're like, we gotta win. We should win all 3 of these games, right? We should win all 3. We lose the first game. Gosh, like we just can't catch a break, right? Or just barely losing. Next day, we turn around, we play again, lost again. Barely losing these games. Sunday game comes around. No fans in there because the game wasn't really supposed to happen. It was like a reschedule. Play against the Cold Hearts. We ended up winning the game by like 8. It was the first game in Dove's history that was won in the OT arena. You know, so we're all feeling great after that one, you know, celebrating it. Then we got to turn around the next weekend and play right back in Atlanta again. We play the Cold Hearts again in front of fans this time. And we got them again. Nice win. And then from there on, we ended up winning our next like 6 out of our 7 games, which was awesome for us. It really turned our season around. We went from the 8 seed out of 8 to the 5th seed at 8-12. You know, that was really awesome. For all you young guys, man, that are, you know, in middle school right now watching this, or even early in your high school career, one thing I would suggest to you guys is definitely getting stronger, man. I think that will completely change who you are as a player. I think you just won't even realize it, you know what I mean? You'll be able to shoot easier, you'll be able to finish easier, take contact, dribble easier, defend better. I think strength will change everything for you. I wish I got stronger when I was younger. I was definitely lifting weights, but I wasn't eating enough. So make sure you guys are eating. Make sure you guys are lifting weights. I think that will benefit you tremendously, man. Like, especially if you're gonna play Overtime Elite. the guys are big. If you're gonna go to college, the guys are even bigger. So, you know, you gotta be ready to be able to take that contact and finish. Another thing I would recommend to you guys is social media. I think social media, a lot of people sometimes put social media in a negative way. You know, they're like, kids spend too much time scrolling, kids, you know, that kind of thing. Social media can actually really, really benefit you too if you use it for the right things, man. If you are using it to promote yourself, to post your highlights, to make videos, even if they're funny videos or whatever they are, if you're getting your name out there, the more and more people know about you, the more and more people see you, the more people recognize what you're doing. Last but not least, man, I would say the very most important thing in your life is God. That's prayer. That's just trusting God, trusting his plan for you, man. Before I came PHH, before I became a Diamond Dove, from that junior to senior year period, you know, I was praying a lot, just let me make the right decision. You know, is the right decision to stay at my school and play another year? Is the right decision to, you know, go bigger? You know, it took a lot of prayer and trusting God, you know what I mean? Because I was like, you know, is Phoenix Prep really gonna be the best thing for me? Next thing you know, I trusted, and now I'm playing Overtime Elite. You know, you just never know what God's plan for you is. You know, it's always bigger and better than anything you can imagine. So, you know, you really just gotta trust it and embrace it and go with the flow of God's plan for your life, man. Do everything you can do to control your life, control the most positive outcome, but praying and trusting God, you know, is gonna be huge no matter what you're doing. Now that the OT season is over, man, you know, I get to sit back and relax a little bit. I've just been lifting weights, you know, trying to get bigger, stronger, faster for college. I haven't really decided if I'm gonna play college or if I'm gonna play OT again. If you guys have any opinion on that, you know, let me know in the comments whether you want me to go and where you want me to go, or if you want me to stay and watch me play another year. But also now that I don't have practice anymore, you know, I have a lot more free time to make videos like this, so I'm definitely gonna be doing that more. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss any videos, man. If you guys got any video suggestions or anything you want to know, anything you want to know about myself, overtime, basketball in general, man, comment down below, let me know. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and hopefully learned something from it. Again, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss another video like this, because I'm definitely gonna be posting a lot more. That's all I got. Stay blessed, y'all.